Hello, my fellow donkeys, and welcome back to another deep dive into why the gaming industry continues to disappoint us. Let's kick things off by talking about EA's never-ending server issues, the bane of every gamer's existence. Today we're tackling a titan of mediocrity and greed, EA Sports. Yes, the studio behind some of the most beloved and simultaneously hated franchises in gaming history. This is your ultimate guide to why EA Sports deserves to be boycotted. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. If you've ever tried to play an EA Sports game online, you've experienced the joy of their servers. Imagine paying $70 or more if you're roped into their Ultimate Edition nonsense just to sit in matchmaking limbo or get kicked mid-game. Meanwhile, games like Football Manager offer seamless online experiences, proving that quality servers aren't some mythical unicorn. It's like they've built their servers on a foundation of duct tape and bad decisions. These issues aren't new, and yet year after year we're stuck with the same garbage infrastructure. Take FIFA, for example. For over a decade, players have been complaining about lag, disconnects, and delayed inputs in online matches. And what's EA's response? Oh, but they'll happily sell you a pack of virtual cards for $15 a pop, promising the chance to get Ronaldo while you're still struggling to complete a single online match. If server issues weren't bad enough, let's talk about EA's transition from Origin to the EA app. This move was supposed to improve user experience, but it's done the opposite. Gamers have reported countless issues, from games becoming unplayable to titles disappearing from their libraries. Yes, disappearing, as in you paid for it, but it's just gone. And good luck dealing with EA support. You'll be waiting so long you might as well start a new hobby. Let's not forget the privacy nightmare they created by adding a kernel-level anti-cheat to WRC. Unlike other anti-cheat systems that operate at the application level, kernel-level tools have the highest level of access to your system, which opens the door to potential vulnerabilities and privacy risks. Gamers were rightfully outraged, especially since EA implemented this after the game's release, blindsiding players who already purchased it. Not only does this raise significant concerns about what's being accessed on your computer, but they snuck it in after the game launched. That's like selling you a car and then telling you it comes with a tracking device you can't disable. EA's problems don't start and end with technical failures. They have a long sordid history of putting profits over players. Remember the loot box scandal in Star Wars Battlefront 2? They turned a beloved franchise into a casino and only backtracked when the backlash was so loud it hit mainstream news. And yet they've continued to milk their sports franchises with microtransactions that prey on the most vulnerable players. Take Ultimate Team modes in FIFA and Madden, for instance. These are designed not to enhance gameplay, but to drain wallets. They're the gaming equivalent of a slot machine, except the jackpot is a slightly better striker or quarterback. In 2022 alone, EA reported that Ultimate Team modes across FIFA, Madden, and NHL generated over $1.6 billion in revenue. Yes, billion. That's a staggering amount, and it shows just how much players are sinking into this exploitative system. And they're targeting kids with this nonsense. It's shameless. Now, you might wonder, why do gamers keep putting up with this? The answer lies in the boiled frog analogy. EA hasn't dumped all these issues on us at once. They've slowly turned up the heat over the years, desensitizing players to their shady practices. We've gone from being outraged over minor issues to accepting outright exploitation. Linus Tech Tips said it best: gamers don't have a backbone, but maybe it's time we prove otherwise. Imagine if we channeled all our frustration into action, like refusing to pre-order their games or speaking up on forums and social media. Change starts with us. We complain about EA, but we keep buying their games. Why? Because we're hooked on nostalgia and the promise that this year will be different. Spoiler alert, it never is. Meanwhile, other developers are stepping up. Football Manager has been praised for its depth and innovation. Rocket League offers an engaging, competitive experience without relying on exploitative mechanics, and Pro Evolution Soccer continues to innovate despite limited resources compared to EA. eFootball may not have the polish of FIFA, but at least it's trying to do something new. And indie games are proving that you don't need a massive budget to create something memorable. EA, on the other hand, seems content to recycle the same mechanics and slap a new year on the box. Quick break. If you're tired of EA's nonsense and want to support content that calls out their garbage, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. Let's hold these companies accountable together. Now, back to the roast. Here's the thing, EA's arrogance is catching up with them. Gamers are starting to notice the cracks in the facade, the constant server issues, the microtransaction-fueled greed, the lack of innovation. It's all adding up. And with competitors rising and gamers becoming more vocal, EA's days of coasting on brand recognition might finally be coming to an end. But here's the catch. This only happens if we as a community stop enabling them, stop pre-ordering their games, stop buying Ultimate Team packs. And for the love of all things gaming, stop letting them get away with mediocrity. EA Sports isn't just done. They've been done for years. Their refusal to address long-standing server issues and their relentless push for exploitative microtransactions are glaring examples of their downfall. They've coasted on nostalgia, but even that goodwill is wearing thin. They've coasted on nostalgia and brand loyalty while treating their players like cash cows. It's time for gamers to grow a backbone and demand better. If we don't, we're just gonna get more of the same. Broken servers, exploitative microtransactions, and a complete lack of respect for the players who keep them in business. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a donkey ranting about video games. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you done with EA, or are you still holding out hope? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome, my fellow donkeys.